Hey everyone, thank you so much for tuning in today to another episode of the ATX Creator Meetups Podcast. I have a good friend of mine here, Miles, who is a producer, a host, does similar things like this and so many more creative endeavors. I think we have a lot to talk about. Thank you for joining me, Miles.
Of course, thank you for having me.
You have so many hats, so many creative endeavors. I imagine you have no free time at all, but just to get us started here, like, who are you? And just name a few things that you do.
Okay, yeah. So my full name is Miles Bloxson. I go by Miles Bloxson when I'm hosting and doing my radio thing. But I am an Austinite, born and raised right here in the city of Austin. So lots of history on the east side of Austin. I live like northeast now, and I currently work for KUT News 90.5, which is Austin's NPR station, where I host and produce podcasts there. And then I also am an on-air personality.
Wow. I feel like that is only scratching the surface because I think you also have your own podcast, your own brand, and I think you could say you have multiple brands. So
I
tell me
do
a little
have
bit more.
yes, I do have multiple brands. So I think you're talking about my baby, my main
Yeah.
squeeze, Miles to Mogul. So Miles to Mogul came to my brain maybe like in 2013 or 14, and it took me a long time to execute it. But basically what it is it's a podcast about the mindset, your mindset. The success mindset specifically is what I like
Okay.
to touch and tap on, because I think that that's so important, especially for people in the Black and brown community, learning like how to unravel some of those maybe thoughts that we hold on to, or things that our parents tell us, or things that our friends tell us. So I think it's very important that we get into a space to where we're like abundant mindset versus scarcity. So
Yeah.
this is really anchored towards that, because when I was growing up, I had a lot of different types of friends, and certain people wanted to do certain things with their lives, but they didn't really do them because they were told like, oh, you should be the doctor or the lawyer, or,
Yeah.
I don't know, like the police officer, like the traditional roles where you get good benefits and you're going to be okay, right?
Yeah.
But it's okay to dream. So that's why I created Miles to Mogul, because I wanted people that look like me to dream bigger and like to have no limit. Like the sky is not even the limit.
Think outside of that box that often our parents or our communities kind of align us to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really cool. I think maybe it's a sub brand of that vision. I know when I met you a few weeks ago, you were wearing a shirt, right? That has, what is the shirt? What does the shirt say?
Did I have on a shirt that said Black Austinite?
That's
Or what
it.
shirt did I have on?
Yeah, that was
Okay,
it. Yeah.
gotcha.
Black Austinite. That's right. So tell me the story behind that. Is that related to Miles to Mogul? Are those visions
Yeah,
aligned?
well, yeah, I mean, some way you could say that, because
Okay.
Black Austinite is really about being from the east side of Austin. So it's Black Austinite
Mm.
established on the east side. So growing up on the east side of Austin was an amazing experience. And my mom is also from the east side of Austin.
Very
And
cool.
and our family homes like probably date back to like the 30s or the 40s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So for me, I have a lot of lineage that moved through that area.
Yeah, your
So
roots run deep here.
my roots run deep here. So it was very important that I created something that I felt like other people could connect with, that are also from Austin and have very deep roots here, because it's changing so quickly. So it's just like maybe like a nod or a love letter, or a maybe like an acknowledgement, like I see you, to other people that have grown up on the east side and seen it
Yeah.
change over time.
You're not the only family who's been here a while. Do you feel like there's some isolation in the community where maybe it's encouraging to say, hey, we're here?
I think that it's important to say, hey, we're still here.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't know the history about where they even live, and they get
That's true.
confused. And then the people that used to live there, they get confused because things start changing. So, both parties are confused. One, they don't know the history, that one party. And the other one is like, well, I know the history, but the history it doesn't even look like it existed at any point.
Yeah.
And we're kind of watching it, disappear in front of our eyes, especially if you're from the east side of Boston.
Are you involved in any efforts to kind of preserve that history out there?
I would say like producing the podcast Black Austin Matters does that for me,
Okay.
because I make it a point to have guests that were born and raised in Austin, especially on the east side of Austin, and so
Yeah.
that they can tell their stories. And that is part of my efforts to continue to preserve the history that was there, because people are finding out about it through the people's voices that are on the podcast. So
That's amazing.
Thank you.
So tell me about your journey in production because you produce so many things from KUT to the two podcasts that we kind of touched on here too. Like what led to that? Like how long have you had this
Mhm.
dream to be a producer?
Oh, wow. So I thought I was gonna be a lawyer.
Because
My
that's what you
mom
were told to do,
Yeah,
right?
my mom
Yeah.
told me, she was like, "You talk a lot and you like to argue. You're a debater. You should be a
That
lawyer."
doesn't sound encouraging though. That would
But
inspire me to be
it
a
wasn't
lawyer.
it wasn't it wasn't a bad thing. I think that she saw talents in her daughter and she thought, "Hey,
Yeah,
she could thrive in that environment." And then I got an internship in that environment and I was like, "I don't want to be in that
that
environment."
wasn't for you.
No, it wasn't for me, but I understand where she was coming from as my mom. But
Okay.
yeah, so with production for me, I guess the first thing that I ever did was I got an internship at the Tyra Banks show in LA. And I also had an
Wow.
internship at the Ellen DeGeneres show in LA too.
Okay.
And it was all possible through the University of Texas at Austin because they have a program called UTLA, which is University of Texas in LA,
Wow.
basically. And they now have New York as well. But when I joined the program, it was maybe like the second or third round of kids that went out to Cali.
It was
So
still pretty new.
yeah, it was still pretty fresh. And the access that we had at that age was just crazy. You know what I mean? Like me interning for Tyra Banks and like the Ellen DeGeneres show, I never thought like that was within my reach being from
Yeah.
Austin. Austin wasn't like the city that we look at it now. It was kind of like a small town feel, but like somewhat cityfied. Like we would like we would say it has city attributes, but it really still has that small town kind of vibe, right? So
Hmm.
I didn't think that something like that was obtainable. And so once I got into that program and realized it was within my reach, I was like, well, I'm shooting for the moon. I'm gonna apply for all these types of internships. So
Yeah.
after like, doing that, and then I was at the Fox News bureau or borough, I don't even know how to say it, forgive me, out in LA, but I was working in their entertainment department. And at the time I was going to like red carpet events and doing all that types of stuff, and I didn't think it was fulfilling for me to be in people's business all the time. I was like, I want to create curiosity in people, not like be nosy with people. Like, who are you
It's a fine
dating?
line.
What are you
Yeah.
wearing? You know what I mean? And then I'm obsessed with your life, but mine is in shambles. I don't think so. So I was just like, that's not the road for me. So
Okay.
shortly after that, I started meeting people that worked in like radio. And
Hmm.
I had like what people would consider back in the day a podcast because there was cameras set up, but it was live streamed on YouTube, and it was like
Okay.
GoPros in the room, right? So it wasn't like the best
That's what we had at
production.
the time.
Yeah, that's what we had at the time. We had to work with
Yeah.
what we had, but I enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, I want to get into radio. And then eventually, I started like reaching out to different stations in Los Angeles, and my first internship was with Stevie Wonder's radio station, which is called KGLH, which is up the street from like Sophie Stadium in Inglewood, California. So after doing that for a little bit, I was like, oh, I could do this for a living. This is fun. Moved
Wow.
back to Austin, started working at KZI, which is a community radio station, and then ran into someone who knew my mother, who went to middle school with my mother, and was like, hey, I work at Austin's NPR station. I can maybe get you like a weekend gig. And once I ran into that situation and it happened, I was like, oh, this is fun. I like this. And then they kind of
Yeah.
introduced me to like the art of podcasting. And I was like, oh, I really like this too. The ability to think about an idea, create the content to support it, and then change people's minds about maybe like the way that they saw something before, or at least make them
Yeah.
curious or make them think deeper. I was like, oh, this is for me. This is storytelling. And so then of course, with me and the way that my brain works, when I like something, then I want to learn every like part of it. Like I can't just be the talker. Like and now I got to learn how to edit, and now I have to learn how to do video, and then now I have to learn how to do video editing. Like that's just who I am, because I never want to be in a position to where I can't put something out there because I'm counting on someone else. I'd rather just bet on
Yeah.
myself and then along the way find that help and support, because you can't do anything without a good team. But
It's
you got to
true.
start it at least. And when you're starting,
Yeah.
sometimes you got to do everything by yourself. You know
The
what I mean?
the starting phase of any business is probably the hardest because, like you said, you have to learn so many different things before you can actually scale and delegate anything to other people. I feel like that's the hardest. That's the most discouraging part, and a lot of people quit because of that overwhelming beginning. Especially as you're still figuring out maybe what you want to do with your business or your career. So it's awesome here that you had these opportunities kind of spring up one after another. And it just goes to show when you ran into your mom's childhood friend, like it's a very small world. Um,
That's Austin being,
yeah,
having a country feel, but it's still
yeah,
cityfied.
still small, still local.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. What one of those experiences would you say any stuck with you the most? Because you worked on some pretty amazing productions from Tyra Banks, her station, Ellen DeGeneres, Stevie Wonder. I'm sure I'm missing a few from
KJLH,
because
yeah, his
yeah.
station, yeah. Which one was
Which
the
did any like stick out to you the most? Like what experience had
most impact
yeah
from
the
where I
most
am?
impact on you?
Yeah, so I would say definitely two. So what stands out to me the most, well, maybe three. What stands out to me the most is KJLH, having that opportunity that opened up my eyes, especially when I saw a lady who was representing the Black and Brown community holding space for her own people and having her own show. And like the people that would call, like I was one of her producers. So I would
Mhm.
answer the calls
Oh,
before somebody could go on air, like say,
wow.
hey, what are you gonna say, what do you want to talk about, like vetting the calls, right?
Yeah,
So being like a
yeah,
grassroots kind of space like that, like where you have like this like personal connection with the community, like they become your friends over time because the same people call in, the same people want to say something.
yeah,
I feel like that impacted me a lot, to be like, oh man, somebody that looks like me can have their own show and have a loyal following and still like impact their community in such a positive way. So
yeah.
I would say that was one. I needed a representative. So and that was
Mhm.
amazing to have her. And her
That's
name
really
is
cool.
Dominique DePrima. Yeah, but she's really, really, really cool and like just what I aspire to be. So that was one. The second one would be KZI, being able to come back to Austin and work for KZI because it's like a historical, legendary radio station that I grew up listening to before I could talk. So
Oh
that
wow.
was really big for me because I was like, oh, I'm tapping into my community now in
Yeah,
Austin, because I had that representative before, right?
yeah,
And then after that, the third one would be meeting my mom's friend and her giving me this opportunity. She really, I don't know if she even knows, but she changed my life path in a way
yeah,
by just connecting me. You know what I mean? You can be connected all the time, but you still got to do the work, right?
yeah,
But if you don't have the
yeah.
connection, you can't even show the universe what you can actually do.
That's true.
So that connection was important. Do I believe
Yeah,
I would have, still found my way to doing what I'm doing now? Yes. But the way that it happened, it's like it's unmatched.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm forever grateful for that.
There's definitely like two parts of the equation for success. Like you could have the skill set or you can have the network, but you need to have both.
You
You need to
have to
have the
have
connections.
both.
Yeah.
You have to have both.
Yeah, like interpersonal skills are such a big part of especially in the media space, right? In order to grow, in order to get new opportunities, you could be really good, but you also have to keep those relationships going. Um, has this is something you've been really good at, like naturally maintaining
Keeping real
relationships? Yeah,
Oh, relationships, right?
yeah.
So for me, I'm very much so an energy person.
Hmm.
So energetically, I have to feel something. And
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
don't, then I can't do it. Like I don't like to be in forced situations. It just doesn't
yeah.
feed my spirit. It doesn't feed my soul. And I just trust myself more than I trust anybody or anything else. So yes, I do maintain my relationships, especially when they're great. If they're not great, I let them go. And it's just really that
Short
simple.
and sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
short and sweet.
yeah,
Because the quicker I found that I let things go, the more I ascend.
yeah,
The more that I hold on to stuff that doesn't like support me spiritually, intellectually, energetically, the more I feel like my life is kind of moving in slow motion. And like my manifestations are
yeah.
further and further away. So I've been really diligent about being like, okay, what is this? Who is this? Why are they here? Okay. Vibe check passes, they can come in.
Yeah,
If not, it's just like, great to meet you. Hope you have a great life. But I
especially
can't deal.
you meet so many people
Yeah.
that you're doing that vetting every day. You're kind of screening that
Every
all the time.
every day. And it's becoming more and more of a thing, to the point to where sometimes I can't even remember who I've already met. And it's like hard, right? Because sometimes people
Yeah,
take it personally, like, you met me at this thing and you met me at, and I'm like, I don't remember. I don't remember. But then you want
yeah,
to still give them that respect,
yeah.
right?
You don't want them to feel
L-
slighted because
You can't remember. You
yeah,
know what I mean? But I do meet a lot of people every day, and I have
mhm,
had to have a talk with myself and be like, okay, well, you are now going from meeting like maybe 2 people maybe a day to meeting maybe like 10 depending on the day, or 20, or it could be 30 depending on what space I'm in.
There's only so much space in our brains.
Exactly. So I think now it's just like so many people are coming at me from different directions. And I was talking to my friend about this a couple of weeks ago. I was like, I don't want to get to the point to where I lose who I am as a person
Yeah.
and start conforming to what people think that I am. And we see
Yeah.
this happen a lot, right? Like this disconnection.
Yeah.
Does that make
Especially,
sense?
yeah,
It's
if you're
like,
like, not to say your personality, but kind of in that sphere
mm-hmm,
where you're like a socialite
right,
in a sense. You're constantly creating space for other people.
right.
You're having to put that public face on.
Yep, all the time. So
Yeah.
it's like who is genuinely here because they really
Yeah.
like, want to be around me, or like they like me, or do they just want access? Because some
Oh,
humans are
yeah.
walking around, they just really want access. So you have to just use your discernment. But my friend broke it down to me like this. She was like, hey, first of all, you asked for this. I said, I did.
We have to remind ourselves that,
Yeah,
right?
she's like, you
Yeah.
did. You wanted to inspire people. I was like, you're right. And if I want to inspire people and I want to touch people, they're going to want to touch me back.
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
so selfish of me to be like, I'm going to inspire you and touch you, but you can't do the same. You know what I mean? Like, and you want to know if you're impacting people. You want to know if you're inspiring people. You want to
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
if you're making a difference in people's lives. You want to know that. So
Yeah.
after we had that conversation, I was like, you know what? I did ask for this. And I do want to touch people. And I'm okay with them touching me back because it's a mutual,
Yeah.
respect and responsibility that happens there. And there's a blessing in that too. The blessing is that I'm meeting way more people. So guess what? That's way more opportunities coming my way. There's way more, it might
Yeah.
be speed dating on steroids in life, but it's good for me because it just means like more things are being put in front of me that I can choose from. Like now I have more options, right? To
Yeah.
hang out with cooler, like cool people that have great souls. I get an
Yeah.
opportunity to hear people's ideas. Like people will come to me with things that I never was thinking about before.
Mm.
I choose this over where I was before any day. I had to think about that though. Like there's a blessing in the fact that I meet so many people. It really is. Just don't take it personal if I don't remember. It's okay.
Yeah. It's
I love you the same.
right. Yeah. There's been some great people in my life that I had to meet twice, essentially,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a busy time. I met him the first time, especially if it's yeah, very busy space. Maybe it's a very big event.
Mm-hmm.
South by Southwest might be one of the hardest places to meet. There was a few people who came up to me months after South by that I met at an event or two, and they were talking to me like they were trying to pick up the conversation where we left off, and I was like,
Don't remember.
I was
I'm
just kind
so
of like
sorry.
nodding, and thankfully in these spaces, there was enough also happening that I could kind of step away and maybe gather my thoughts. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
Some settings I feel like are just not that conducive to building like to starting friendships like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, to anyone I've done that to, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
Please don't unfollow me. I hope to see you
This is
soon.
us expressing our true feelings, and we're saying that
Yeah.
we are truly genuine
Yeah.
people. We just don't have great memories. It's okay. And it's
Yes.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
It's
that's
okay.
it is. It's all right. Man, what's my next question? Oh, I guess I also want to reflect on too. It's good to have that big picture. You need to step back, because when you're constantly in the presence of other people, their energy, you can take a lot of that on, and it can be draining. Some people, like you said, maybe they want something. Maybe there's like a transaction, and it's just not good energy for you. But there's always going to be bad interactions in the midst of so many good ones, and you just need to remember like the net positive of being in these spaces. And I know my fiance and I both have conversations about this where she hosts events now too. And sometimes maybe there's like one interaction with maybe it was just like a commenter on TikTok asking a question that was answered in the description, or maybe there was something that happened at an event where there was two people might have had a disagreement, and focusing on like one small thing when everyone else is like saying all these positive things about things that you're doing. Um, you need to really step back and maintain that perspective, and remember, again, you're here because you choose to do this every day, and you wouldn't have it any other way, like
And
you
wouldn't
said.
have it any other way.
Yeah.
I truly love what I do. Like some people are like, I don't want to go to work. I mean, I have those days where I'm just lazy because I was up too
Yeah.
late.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I'm like, I get to go to work. Like I get to have a cool day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like today I got to be on air, and then I got to shoot a video for a nonprofit that I really care about. And then I got some Juice Land because I love Juice Land. Shout out to Juice Land.
Love Juice Land.
And
Yes.
then I came to you. So like this day is amazing. Like I can't be mad at today. And I met with a friend, gave them some advice, some career advice. They're trying to do a pivot. So like those days, like having like a day like that, I never would have imagined that before when I was working like a 9 to 5.
Yeah, you're
like
in
that
control.
Yeah, I'm in control. It could just be what it is. And technically my job is, on paper considered a 9 to 5, but it's like I get to figure out how my day works. I get to plan out how I get my 40 hours every week. And my job supports my dreams. So I'm good.
It doesn't get any better than that.
It doesn't get any better than that.
Let me ask you, days like this, do you also just want to stay in?
Oh yeah, because it's like because the weather is giving us Seattle today.
It was.
It's not giving us Austin, Texas. It still is. Look at that. I mean, we're just missing the pine trees, but it's giving us Seattle for sure. And today it was like, I could stay in. Plus my hair, we don't want to, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
gotta keep the hair intact.
This moisture is about today. It was not in the forecast.
No, it was not. It said absolutely nothing today. It said tomorrow we were gonna have some rain, but whatever. It's Austin. It gets to do what it wants. It's that cool.
Yeah, so that's right. How do you recenter when you're just so social all the time? Do you have a social battery, or are you just like the Energizer Bunny extrovert?
No, I'm definitely not the Energizer Bunny extrovert. Like some people might say that, but that means you really don't know me. I definitely have days where I'm like super hyper. Like today I have a lot of energy, but there's some days where I'm just like in deep thought, reflection, all the things. And so I have to recharge. And the way I recharge is being alone, reading, watching a documentary. I love roller skating. I love Pilates. I just picked up golf. And I actually have a yoga certification. So, so like for me, I'm always adding like new hobbies because I always like to learn something new. And then I know that I'm making like these new neural connectors in my brain as a result because of the books I read, Joe Dispenza. It just like lets me know like, hey, this is cool, this is fun, and it keeps my attention because I don't know it all the way. And it's like always learning something. I think that as we get older, we stop realizing how important it is to learn something new. We just kind of like stay where we are. We're like, I don't need to learn nothing. I don't need to go back to school. I don't need to go back to school, but I should always be learning something.
I agree. I love to learn too. I like to learn with the things that I work on, my projects. I like to learn new things with that. And I like to learn just random things. I feel like learning is a very important thing because there's so much in the world that we don't know. And the more that we learn, the more we can attempt at least to understand a little bit better. And of course, the more we learn about ourselves in the process. But I have to say, that was a long list of hobbies in addition to like all the business you have. Like, how do you have time?
People don't have any idea. Like, it's crazy.
I don't think they believe you. Like, how do you have time?
They don't even have to believe me. I mean, sometimes it gets posted, sometimes it doesn't. Like, I'll say yesterday, for instance. Yesterday at 7 a.m., I took a Pilates class. I had to be on air at 9 o'clock every morning. So after Pilates, I went to Juice Land.
Shout out to Juice Land again.
Shout out to
Sponsor
Juice Land
us.
again. I went to sponsor us. Like we have different things happening, but please, we welcome that. I went to Juice Land and then I went to work. And I was at work from like 9 to 12 yesterday. And then after that, I went and got my hair done. And then after that, I went to eat with my friend that we roller skate together because yesterday was adult night at Pins. They call it Pins and Wheels now, but it's Playland. Okay. So then after that, we went skating, and I was home by maybe 9:30. Okay. Almost 10 o'clock. No, I was home by like 10-ish. Okay. Yeah, but still, like I did one hobby in the morning and one at night. And then I would have yesterday fit golfing. I would have went to go hit some balls if I didn't have to go get my hair done. But that's how I fit them all in. I just kind of pick and choose what I'm feeling, and I have like everything in the car. I have my skates in the car. I have my golf clubs in the car.
Oh my gosh!
I have my yoga mat in the car. It's a mid-size SUV, but no, I keep everything with me because at any moment I could want to do something, and I don't have kids yet, so I'm just kind of like at that space where
you're just living life.
The world is my oyster.
Would you say you're spontaneous then?
Yeah, super spontaneous,
Yeah.
super spontaneous. I love just being like, okay, what am I gonna do today? Sometimes I surprise myself. I'm just like, you did all of that? What time did you get up? It's
Wow,
crazy.
that's very impressive.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun though. It's a
Yeah.
balance for me. It helps me with me. That's what I'll say. Like I'm never feeling like I didn't get to do what I wanted to do. And if I do feel that way, then I'm definitely going to do what I want to do the next day or the day after. I'm going to make sure I get in some me time. And that me time happens to appear in hobby form for me.
I
So,
think that's great.
mhm.
One, you get to think creatively, I think, with hobbies. And then two, you get to burn some energy. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's just like some calories, like you were sitting all day and it's just good to get moving. Um, have you always been like that? Have you always just been like on the go since you were a kid?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I remember being on the go a lot. Yeah.
Was your
Yeah.
mom like that? Did she kind of raise you that way?
No.
No?
That she's like the complete opposite. She's like, "Why you always gotta be gone?"
Can you just slow
But
down?
no, yeah. I mean, I think at 16, my 16th birthday, I was like, "Hey, we should rent a car and drive to San Antonio and go to the Riverwalk and make sure we watch the playoffs because my birthday is during June, so NBA
Okay.
playoffs
Okay.
are always during that time."
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I've always been the type to be like, "Hey, let's get we're 16. My mom can get the hotel for us. We're gonna figure it out." And just like live life and have fun. So I've always been that way.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Who's your team?
Who's my team? I don't really necessarily have teams when it comes to basketball. I have like
Okay.
my favorite players. Russell Westbrook is my favorite player.
Okay.
I call him Sugar. I think his wife calls him that. It's probably not a great idea, but they call each other Sugar, and I think it's cute. So I'm like, there's
That's
Sugar
very
on the
sweet.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw him do a speech one time, and he said something about it, and I was just like, okay, Russell is Sugar. But yeah, no, he's dope.
Okay.
That's my favorite player. Chris Paul used to be he's one of my favorite players too, but I think he's about to retire soon.
Oh, okay.
Of course, everybody loves a little LeBron.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was Kobe. So
Yeah.
we could go on and on and on about this. Michael Jordan before that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
What got you into golf? And like how often do you practice?
So golf. So yeah. What got me into golf? I ran into a friend and she was telling me that she was in this golf WhatsApp group. And I was like, add me to the group because there's a whole bunch of girls in the group.
Is
And
it like hot girl golf?
huh?
Have you heard of hot girl
No,
golf?
but
No?
there's all type of golf groups. This is like majority like black and brown girls that are trying to learn how to
Oh,
play golf.
awesome.
So
Okay.
yeah, so I haven't met everybody, but and they don't have a name, but they just
Okay.
meet up at the driving range and stuff like that. So I got in the group, and then somebody said something about lessons. And I was like, I'm going. So I went, and then the lady who gave us lessons actually is the GM of one of the golf courses out here. So that was perfect. So
Wow.
she's a great teacher. I've been going to her, and I've just started hitting balls maybe like at least once or twice a week to kind of get myself out there with it. But yeah, what got me into it is like it's relaxing, it's outside, it's different. You're in competition with self. I love that. Yeah, I love it. And plus, a lot of some business meetings happen on the golf course, so I think it's important
That's true.
to
Yeah.
learn how to play golf. Just because I'm looking around every time I'm at the golf course, and there's all types of people out there. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very much so a social sport. So it's something that I feel like once you're to a certain age or over a certain age, it's time to kind of wind those hips down into the golf game. We don't have to be so crazy in the gym anymore. But yeah.
It's like a moderate physical activity.
Yeah,
I
where you can
guess.
still just talk and shoot the breeze. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't be too loud. Everybody has
Yeah.
rules and stuff. But yeah, that's what got me into it.
That's really cool. Why do you think there's so many social groups in Austin now? I feel like the last couple years, I haven't been here that long, but it seems like there's just so many here. Like coming from Philly, I didn't hear as many social groups there, but
Right.
here, everything, every sport, activity, you name it.
I think everybody's trying to find their tribe. That's what I think. And I think that Austin is one of those places where if you're not from here, you might not know where to start.
Yeah.
And so the quickest way to enter into that world is like creating your own social group and get people
Yeah.
hyped up about it. And then they come.
Yeah.
And now you got people, and now you have community, and now you have like-minded individuals, and
Yeah.
then it just keeps on. It's the gift that keeps on giving, right? Like you meet
It
other
is.
people, then you meet other groups, and then it just keeps going. So I think that's why, and I think Austin is just a cool place to live and be.
It
I mean,
is,
I'm
yeah.
from here, so I'm biased, but yeah, I just think that it's one of those places that has that unique feel of being grounded and being centered, and it makes you want to find your tribe.
I can definitely agree. As a transplant, I can definitely plus one that. Um, so many people are moving here, right? And that's for a reason. It's not just for work. 'Cause there's a lot of self-starters here, a lot of entrepreneurs, and people who are looking for a fresh start. And I think you nailed it. Those groups are a way through a shared interest. It's probably the easiest way to connect and find new people who kind of align with you. Especially, I know there's so many running clubs here. Fitness is such a big thing. For me, I started ATX Creator Meetups because there wasn't a space for creators that I was seeing, even back in Philly, and from what I heard in other cities too. There really isn't much of a space for creators to come together and actually just hang out, especially content creators. Any events that kind of happen, it's for a brand. It's like a promotional event, and you're kind of distracted with. I shouldn't say distracted. It's basically work because you're focused on that. Um, so as a transplant, I was looking for more creators to connect with, and um, that's kind of the nexus of it.
Genius.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. I think people are really they're really looking for connection these days, and now that we're more and more isolated with maybe it's just because of social media sucking up a lot of our time, or because we work remotely. Seems like people are looking for ways to recenter and have some
Connect.
real connections.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Do you have any tips for getting people off their screens? Sounds like you have a lot of
Oh, well,
recommendations.
hello. Glad to be here. No, seriously, in all fairness, you have a virtual world, right? And then you have the real world. That's a lot to manage.
Yeah,
So much to manage, right? And then
yeah,
I'm sure everybody has like dreams and goals and things they want to accomplish.
yeah,
And if you're spending your time on social, looking at everybody else's highlight reels and their dreams and goals, how are you going to accomplish yours? So when I think about it like that, it's no reason for me to be on there 7, 8 hours a day. If you're
yeah,
my friend, we talking every day. Are we talking every other day? Are you check in and we go to coffee shop and you tell me about everything? Or juice
yeah.
land? Or
Juice
you,
land.
you tell me about everything that's happening in your life? I tell you what's happening in mine. You don't need to get that
Yeah,
from a Facebook post. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being on social media, but just like go into your iPhone or whatever you have and look up how much time you spend on it. And then whatever that dream and goal is, you should like double that amount of time and spend it on that instead. And you
yeah,
probably then won't have time for social media. Because in all honesty, I don't have time for it. And I don't like, I'm already all over the place with my thoughts. So I know that if I get on something like that, I'll just keep going with it and I won't be able to
yeah,
get off. So every time I'm even thinking about doing it, I'm like, well, how many books do you have? Maybe like 100? Have you finished? Like, how many of them do you have to finish? Maybe like 95. You should get to work. You know what I mean? So that's just the way mine works. I just don't want something on my phone to take up like that much of my time. I rather
yeah,
really spend time with my friends and my family and go that route. And even with my friends, like we don't pick up the phone while we're talking. We pick it up if it's a work thing or like somebody important is calling and we say, oh, 1 second, I got to just send this one email. I got to just send this one text. Or I got to, so we're very much so intentional about the time that we spend together. So I would just say be intentional about your time. And I've heard from a lot of people that even being on social that much anyway, it doesn't make them feel good.
yeah,
It doesn't make them feel good. I did it. We did a whole episode on social media and artists here in Austin. And a lot of people were saying like they don't feel good when they're on social, but some of them feel like they can't survive without it career wise. And then some people who've gotten to a certain place to where they're like in their career where they're like, I don't have to have social for people to come to my shows. Somebody else can post that on their page and they'll come.
yeah,
I don't have to have it. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't believe you have to have it. If you have it and you're making money from it, that's one thing. But if you have it and you're spending time looking at everybody else's lives and it's taken away from your own, that's a whole nother thing. So I would just say figure out what your priorities are, what you want to accomplish in life, and figure out where you want to spend your time and be more intentional about where you spend your time at. But yeah, that's my science to it. I just can't. I just don't like the way it makes me feel, and I think it takes away from this.
yeah. It
And I
does.
like a
I
lot of
agree.
this. I rather have like 10 of these conversations a week than to spend 5 hours on Instagram because I
Yeah,
just love the human connection.
I'm with you there. I think it's really, really great advice. It really comes down to focusing on like what is social media actually doing to you? Not even for you, but like what's it doing to you?
Hmm.
And what do you really want to accomplish?
Yeah.
How do On a similar note, how do you navigate burnout? And do you have any tips for people? Or are you still trying to? Some of us are trying to figure it out still.
How to navigate burnout.
Yeah,
When I'm tired, I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. When I'm
that's
tired, I'm
it.
tired. I lay down, I go to
Straight to the
sleep.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when a lot of times, like I said earlier, for me to recharge, all I need to do is one of my activities. That makes me happy
Okay.
again. I'll
Okay.
go far as back as playing like Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo. I have it.
Classic.
When I
Yeah.
am sad, I will go pick that console up. I have like one of the mini consoles. They have like 40 games on it. It has like Double Dragon, Super Mario
Mhm.
Brothers. It has every game. And if you don't know what games I'm talking about, that's probably because I'm a little older than you think. But it's okay. But it's okay. But yeah, I have a console that has all my childhood games on it so that when I am feeling a certain type of way, I can go play it. Because the 5-year-old was just happy with playing video games.
Yeah.
And she's still in here. So let's go appease her. You know what I mean? So
It's
that's how I improve it. I just go back to square one. Like what on a basic level will make me happy. But you know what? That's a luxury in itself because a lot of people don't know what makes them happy.
Oh, that is so true. That's a
And
whole nother
that's a whole nother
topic.
conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I can tell you what my coping mechanisms are or how I refocus
Mhm.
and shift my energy, but it might not necessarily work for you. One thing
Yeah.
though that I do stick to is that I'm very self-aware. So if something happens and it's maybe it's something where somebody's upset or something's going down or I'm blamed for something or whatever, I always go inward first. I always go
Yeah.
inward first. Like, what can I learn from this? Is it this important for me to get upset about it? Is it important enough for me to be anxious over? Like, because I don't think my cortisol levels should be lifted because, something that I didn't like happened. So I just take a moment and it's like, well, what was that protecting me from? So I just think like the universe has my back no matter what. So I don't really sit in any negative emotion for too long. And like I
That's
said,
good.
yeah. And if I'm tired, I'm tired. If I need to recharge, I find things that give me energy. And that could be painting, that could be roller skating, that could be yoga, that could be Pilates. It's whatever gets you excited about life again. Find those things that bring you that joy so that you can shift your whole entire mindset and your energy in just like a couple minutes versus
Yeah.
a couple days. Cause that doesn't feel good for anybody.
No, yeah, you don't want to dwell
Yeah.
on those uncomfortable feelings too long.
Mhm.
I think that's something a lot of people struggle with. It's is kind of holding on to that negative experience and not being able to find something therapeutic to kind of channel that to and move on. A lot of challenges that we all face, like oftentimes it just comes down to a decision, and you either have to make it or you need to take a break from thinking about it. You can't just think about like say like moving across the
Mhm.
country. Like you and ultimately make a decision, and you just can't be thinking about it 24/7. So you need to think about ways, like you said, about being self-aware and maybe finding other things that bring you joy and lift you up and recenter you as you're navigating whatever it is that kind of had you burn out or stressed out.
Mhm. And find a good support system. Find
Yes. Yeah.
friends that are positive,
Yeah.
that think that your dreams are possible, and that are a positive feedback loop for you. So when
Yeah.
I'm going through things, a lot of times my friends would say what I would say to them. And it's not because they're trying to be me, it's just simply because that's the type of friends that I have. Those
Yeah.
are the type of friends that I use my discernment to select. And so I know when I'm going through anything, I'm going to be fine because I know that they're going to tell me they're going to remind me about who I am. They're going to remind me what I'm here for. And they're going to, energetically transfer great energy to me. And that's what I need. So just make sure you have a good tribe. You don't have to go through life alone or try to figure things out all by yourself. There are people that, whatever, if you're naturally gravitating towards them, that's probably a person that you should connect with more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not all about what people have, it's about how they feel.
On that note, for people who are looking for community, what would be some tips that you can offer? Because it sounds like you have a lot of support systems in the various spaces that you work.
Yeah, looking for community like here in Austin or
Yeah, just
just
like
just in life?
In life.
Yeah, in
Yeah,
life, I would say, like, whatever you're interested in, figure that out first. You have to figure out yourself to find community.
that
So
is
once
very,
yeah, once you
yeah,
unlock who you are, then you
yeah,
can go look for a community that aligns with who you believe that you are.
yeah,
Right. And so if that's like, like you said, there's a ton of running groups in Austin. If you enjoy running, join a running group. If you
yeah,
enjoy tech, join a group that predominantly has members who work in the tech field. If you like, social media and creating content, join a group like my friends here. You know what I mean? All the things. So like just find your community through your hobbies. I think that's a good way to do it. And
yeah,
it's like the most simple form of doing it is that, because I meet so many people like, it's nothing to do. I don't know where to go. Where are you going from your house to your job to like the gym and then back home again and then to the grocery store and then to, wherever? Like, are you doing the same loop every
right.
day and finding nothing different? I'm wondering why you're not finding your community. Knock knock. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
just like different things that you think is fun. Just go to it. It doesn't matter if you don't have anybody to go with you either. You can go by yourself. Like I've created some beautiful friendships just simply being by myself and being curious about people.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Just going outside and being like, "Hey, what do you do? What's your name?" Like or whatever, or like, "What brings you here?" I
yeah.
rarely ask what you do. I hope that naturally comes out. I don't like to be that person, but I do like to just know like where a person is from, how they get to Austin, why they moved to Austin. Just
Yeah.
like doing that little check in sometimes takes me on a whole new, you
Yeah,
know,
it unravels a
journey.
story,
Yeah, yeah,
when you
it's a
ask someone where they're
story.
from.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, and people love to talk about themselves. That's why we have
not
podcasts.
me. That's why I ask the questions.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, that's very true. That's what I try to do when I meet new people too,
Mhm.
is to start asking questions because that it's a way to get people to open up. It kind of disarms people too.
Mhm.
So my advice to people who are looking for community as well is, like you said, you kind of have to get outside. You have to break your routine a little bit if you're not meeting people in what in your current day to day. That that structure has to change. You have to go to new events. You have to join some groups perhaps where you can meet people um, that align with you, shared interests. So many people now work remotely where their interactions are with coworkers through Zoom. You really have to get outside and try some things out and talk to some strangers.
Mhm.
As much as our parents advised against it growing up, like you
Never
have to
talk to
do it.
strangers. Get outside of your like literal
Yeah.
computer box and meet
Yes.
people and touch people and let them touch
Yeah.
you back. Like, in a respectful manner, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Create space, receive
Yeah.
space.
Yeah, exactly. All the things. It is a give and take
It definitely
type of
is.
relationship. So,
I'm gonna ask you about DJing. That's
okay.
so you didn't even mention that. Like,
I didn't
you're
mention
just so
that
modest.
because no, I'm not. Like, what it is that like
Or is it just
okay,
hard to remember all the things that you do?
it's fun and the life is fun. I told you I'm
Yeah.
always interested in something. DJing is something that I picked up that I learned, but I'm still a student to the game. I mean, if you're a
Mhm.
DJ, shout out to you. It is truly an art. It truly takes a lot of time and dedication, and you have to be up on your music and you have to explore all the transitions and you have to figure out your style. So
Yes.
I haven't been doing that as much, but that is something that I did take on, and I was fortunate enough to like DJ a few events.
That's really
One through
cool.
my job and my coworkers, Fresh and Confucius. They're the hosts of this podcast called The Breaks, this hip hop podcast here in Austin that's produced by KETX. But yeah, they gave me a shot. They were like, "Hey, you can do a 30-minute set at our summer jam
That's really
event,"
cool.
and I was like, "Wow!" And it was at Stubbs. It's like I had my first
Yeah.
gig at Stubbs, and that's great. And then my other one was at Antone, so that's really cool just to be at these places that are legendary in the community and here in
Oh yeah.
Austin, and then be able to do something different. I still have a board right now that I'm like currently renting that I pull out
Mhm.
every blue moon. But yeah, no, I just love music. And I feel like I always hear the next song before my friends do. I'd be like, "Do you hear that other song coming in?" And they're like, "No, I'm still listening." And I'm like, "I hear the other song."
You're
I'm
just
like, "It
one beat
must."
ahead. Yeah.
I just feel like it just must be right. Like it's one of those things, but I really need to start creating some dedicated time to that. But I really love it. And I respect the
Mhm.
craft so much. And when I see DJs that are really good and I'm out and about, I'm like, I know you put in your time because there's just no way you
Yeah.
can do it. And there's no, I mean, if they come out with AI DJs, I'm gonna be sad. But I want a person. A
I
person
know.
just
I
sets the
know.
vibe and everybody has their own way. Like DJs are artists. They're like frequency
Yeah.
manipulators. You know what I mean? Like we all, or let's just break this down for a second. We're all
Yeah.
made of water. right?
Yeah,
And music provides a frequency. And like frequencies affect water.
they do.
And I
Yeah.
feel like that's why when
Yeah.
we go to concerts, we all feel like we're on the same vibe because we're all
Mm.
like exploring the same frequency at the moment. We're all tuned into the same station in the
Yep.
car. So with that being said, that's why I think that it's such a cool job to do that. Just making music, period. I feel like is an amazing thing. What you can do to somebody's energy, you can uplift it, you can bring it down, you can keep it in the middle. Like
Yeah.
it's just like it's so much, you know.
It's such a cool way to connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
Because you, without speaking, you're connecting with the whole group,
Right. Absolutely.
and you kind of you have this control, and at the same time you're leading people on this journey with your playlist, with the tracks that you're selecting. And it's also, I'm sure, a reflection of yourself and the songs that you're picking,
Mm-hmm.
the mood that you're feeling, or maybe it's past experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Yet, like you said, AI can't really replace that.
No, it can't. The only thing about what you just said though, with like how you kind of said like making it your own through like past experiences and stuff. I
Yeah.
think that's the
Yeah.
hardest part of DJing. It's like you want
Mm.
an element of yourself in there, but you also have to pay attention to what your audience is
Yeah,
vibing to.
it's like a balance. It's a
Yeah. And
balance
so
for
like
sure.
I feel like the DJs that are good, they it's them, but they
Yeah.
also connect with their audience to make sure the audience is
Yeah.
involved in what's happening. There's some DJs that go up there and just play whatever they want and the crowd is just like not responding. But they're so into what they got going on that they miss it.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think that that's one of those things where you have to like really be intentional and make sure like people in the crowd are, vibing as well, because that's what you're playing music
Yeah.
for. It's not for you, it's for everybody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true.
Yeah.
For you, where would you see yourself DJing? Would you have like a radio gig? Would this be
Oh
like in
man, this
person?
I would want to be like one of those traveling DJs that is in like
Okay.
Vegas and then
Headliner.
Italy and
Yeah.
Africa, like all
Going on
kind of
tour.
going on tour. Like that's what I want to do. But I know that would take a lot of dedication and things like that. But I also on a much smaller like scale.
Hmm.
First and foremost, I want to start like doing corporate gigs because I think that would be
Oh
fun.
yeah.
Because a lot
Yeah.
of people have really cool happy hours, and there's a lot of dope, like you said, starters here in Austin. So
Yeah.
that would be my lane. Maybe I'm not going to be the person that's going to stay up with you till 2 a.m. You know what I mean? So
No.
like, but for Vegas and Africa and Italy, I would.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
There's
here,
exceptions to that
I
rule.
mean, I
Yeah.
don't want to be up that late. There's so many people that can do that, right? I'd rather be
Yeah.
your daytime mood DJ. You know what I mean? So
There's a lot of us who would prefer to hear DJ during the day,
yeah,
and then get to
exactly.
bed at a good time.
Exactly. That's what I'm
According to
saying.
my gray hair.
Yeah, there you go. But no, I'm on the same page with it. I need my rest. I'm not trying to, I have some
Yeah.
friends that DJ. I've gone and hung out with them before, and I'm like, are we almost done? Like we've been to 3 different venues, and like the last one is until 2 or 3 in the morning. They're like, oh, I gotta stay until they gotta pay me out. They gotta do this and that, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm sleepy.
Right.
So I don't think
Man.
I can be one of those that like
No.
starts at like 6 and ends at like 3 in the morning. Like that's just a lot of energy.
That's just a long time.
And it's a
First of
long
all,
time.
that's
Yeah.
like a full shift.
I'm not trying to do that. I want
No.
more of like your 4 to 9. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 p.m. to
Yeah.
9 p.m. You're almost off of work. Some of you are.
Yep.
And I'm setting the tone for you. This is fun, right? You're enjoying
Yeah.
yourself. It's great. Other than that, I want to be in bed by 10:30.
Yes. Plus one of that.
Yeah.
So I recently got back into DJing, and I
Okay.
play 7 to 10
Mm-hmm.
now over at Raw Sushi, which like
Oh, I love
10.
raw sushi.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just started this last week. So this week will be week 2.
Well, high
And
five to that. I
yeah,
didn't know you
thank
were
you.
DJing.
Yeah.
You know more than me, probably.
Oh man, I used to play in like late high school, college, mostly like online. But I had like CDJ mixer, then I got like the mixer that plugs into the laptop with Tractor,
Mm-hmm.
and like the late 2000s. But then, I got a corporate job, and then I this is like before content, this is before fashion, this is before photography. So I feel like I'm following your footsteps and just adding all these things to my resume here.
It's fun.
It's fun. DJing is fun, and I think 10 o'clock is a little late, but like I will gladly be that warm up or happy hour DJ, because they serve a much needed purpose too. Like
Yeah, they do.
winding
We're
down from the
setting.
workday.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where it's at, right there,
Right,
right
right
in between.
there.
You don't gotta, just bring
Yeah.
keep her here. That's
Yeah.
all. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I'm with that.
Yeah. What do you play with? What's the deck that you have
So
rented?
I think right now I have like a Rev 1 or something like
Okay.
that. Does that make sense? A DDJ Rev 1 or something
Yeah.
like that. I think
Yes.
I've had different boards, but I don't know the names of them. I
Yeah.
aspire to get a rain board because one of my favorite DJs here in Austin has
Oh,
that.
okay.
DJ Cassandra, she has a rain board.
Oh, that's cool. Is
Yeah, and
that
so
that
she
you
was
get all the stems and everything?
I think
Like,
you can. Like I think she was
okay.
trying to break it down to me one time. I need to catch up with her. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's supposed to be the one of the best boards. But depending on who you talk to, everybody likes to
Yeah.
use something different. Some
That's
people
true.
talk me out of certain boards because they said that's gonna be too heavy for you. You're gonna have to carry that from the venue to the car.
Yeah,
And
these
then
boards are getting out of control.
yeah, and then the price of the boards aren't cheap either. And then I have
Yeah.
friends that have multiple boards because it's like, well, if I got to do this, I'm going to use it for this. And I'm like, this is a lot of information, guys. I thought that this was a
Yeah.
lot easier than what it
Yeah.
is. I thought this show would be on the road already.
Yeah, you have your playlist, but that's
Yeah.
only a part of it. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I know what I would play, and then I would mix this song in.
And you got to change it up.
But then you have to figure out all this gear and like figuring out the different size of the rooms and like this versus the size of your speakers and
Right.
yeah,
It's not easy.
it's not
People think
easy.
it's easy. It's not easy. And then,
No.
so then you have to do all that, right? And then people like
Yeah.
me will come up to you and be like, hey, can you play 2 Chainz? And you're probably like, I'm not even in that BPM range right now.
Yeah, I don't
Well, you know
play
what I
that
mean?
genre. Yeah, it's like
Yeah. So when people
yeah.
ask, I heard when people ask for requests, that like really, it doesn't, I didn't hear it upsets DJs, but I heard that it's like you already in your flow. You already have what you're going to pick. So you have to kind of sometimes it's seamless. So I'm
Yeah.
not saying
Yeah.
don't ask for requests. I'm saying respect your DJ and
Mhm.
know that if they didn't get to your request, it's not personal.
Yep.
It's just a BPM issue.
Yeah. Or it's personal and they don't like requests.
That's true too. I was just trying to be nice about it.
No, it's hard to know. I think it's like some photographers like for you to kind of offer your input throughout the shoot, and others don't. And I think with DJing, it's the same thing. Like some
That's true.
DJs are like, "Hey, I'm gonna play what you want to play. Like, give me your request." And
Mhm.
others are like, "I was hired to do a certain thing, and I was not hired to talk to you." You know?
Don't be that. I
Security?
don't think you should be that
No,
DJ though.
no. I mean, I think
You're a
there's like
frequency manipulator.
there's a
You have to be
spectrum here.
nice. You have to be nice, but maybe you don't.
You
I
have
don't
to be
know.
nice, and I will
Yeah.
say like relationships this is a big part of it too.
Uh-huh.
DJing, photography,
Uh-huh.
media, like you need to be able to be kind and be nice
Mhm.
because you never know when you're gonna run into someone again. And if you maybe there's like the owner's son, you know, who asked
Mhm.
for a request, and if you snapped at him,
Never know.
the owner is gonna be like, all right, like you're not coming back here.
You never know who
You
you're
just never
talking
know.
to. It just
Yeah,
in life, period. You never know who you're talking to. Just
yeah,
period. Like you just never know. You should treat everybody with kindness.
I agree.
Person that cleans the building, the person that owns the building, same thing.
Yeah,
Like why are you treating them differently? Like
like we're all in this together.
we're
It's
all in this
life's hard
together.
enough.
It's hard enough. I +1 that. That's what you like to say.
I think that's a great point to end on. Is there anything else that we missed? Like anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up the show today?
I would just say like whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to accomplish, just do it. Don't waste any more time. Just do it. Just get to it. It's not gonna be perfect. That's fine. You'll learn along
Yeah.
the way and it'll become perfect eventually, hopefully in your eyes. And if it doesn't, that's okay because now you have something to chase forever and you'll never
Yes.
be tired. So you'll be happy and it'll be an adventure and it'll be fun and it'll be a journey. But just whatever it is on your mind that you really want to do, just do it. That's it.
It really comes down to our happiness. I
Mhm.
think happiness should be a priority, and there is a way to align your needs and your wants in a way that you can still feel fulfilled and you can still have your bills paid. So to make
Absolutely.
sure you're prioritizing happiness to some degree,
Mhm.
and if there's something you're passionate about and you want to do, I agree 100%. Make some time to at least start. Who said it? Maybe it's like an old proverb. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, and one
Boom.
by one, you'll get there when you get there. But you have to get started.
Yeah. It's just fun to be on the journey anyway.
It
And then
is,
like you
yeah,
find these little nuggets along the way. It's like
yeah,
Super Mario Brothers when you're getting the coins. It's like the same thing. It's like that's what life is. It's like this game. A beautiful
yeah,
one. But yeah.
yeah. So on that note, I want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. Miles, I want to turn it over to you real quick. Plug all the things, plug all the handles, your website. Like, how can people get in touch with you? Where can they tune in? And how can they support Black Austinite for one?
Yeah, for sure. You can go to milestomogle.com to find all things. I'm also at Miles Tomogle on Instagram. And if you're interested in Black Austinite gear, you can go to blackaustinite.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for tuning in again. Miles, thank you for being here.
Of course.
We'll see you guys next time. And thanks again for tuning in. I think I said that many times. So
see you on the YouTubes.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.